Hi, welcome to Talk Tuesday, September 8th, I think. I'm Susan B. Lochocki, running for President of the United States as a write-in, and this is Talk Tuesday. This is my Matter studio, and these are things that matter to me. Welcome. It's nice to have you here. So, we are 2 months away from the election, actually a little bit less, and I know some of you are writing already your ballots now, so I wanted to get out my platform again. I've already been talking about it and released some versions of it earlier, about 2 months ago. I talked about, going forward with and without money, and mother's pay and all of that. And I talked about human rights and all sorts of things. So now I'm going to give it to you again in a concise format first, and then expand from that. So yeah, I'm going to talk to you about going forward with money right now, because I know some of you are not ready to take the step to no money, but I see this step going forward with money as one step before we go forward without money. But we'll get there when we get there, and we'll talk about it when we have to talk about it. So right now it's with money. And I guess, like I talked in my coffee this morning, I told you that, I got into all of this because of money. I needed some. And because of peace. I'm a peace promoter. And, this year we've seen that the U.S. does not have a lot of peace, that there's a lot of turmoil, and I would like to help out with that, with some of my diversity plans. So first and foremost, things that are important to me are behind me. So we have equal opportunity matters, and human rights matter, and no more school shootings matter. You matter, the whole you, including health and eyes and teeth. Biological women's rights matter, that's me. So, being able to birth a mother, these things matter. Living green matters. So, cleaning up the oceans and the lakes and picking up trash and recycling as much as possible, or not making so much packaging and sending out bills and things, hard copies of stuff. These things could help a great deal with green issues. And then green issues are there. Mothers, being a mother and being able to care for your children, that really matters. Then we have at the very top, I don't think you can see, is women. Women matter. And that's women of all sorts. So, women who are biologically born that way, or women who become that way due to modern medicine and things. People who feel like they're women. That includes all women, and so part of the rainbow group is also under that category. Then we have Native American matters, and then also the what I was just talking about, the LGBTQIA issues matter, so including a third or fourth gender on things would be good, so that we can understand and people get noticed a bit better that way. So yes, they matter. Diversity, it's part of diversity. Then equality, that's a big one. So not just for European descendants, but for everybody. And not just for men, but for women too. Then the earth matters, that's then a little bit, again, green policies, but also a global earth is what we also need to think about. And that also includes, I'm going to say, although that's also in defense later, but that also includes what do you call it? Asteroids. Yes, things from outer space that could destroy the planet. Then, of course, Black Lives Matter. That's been a big issue this year so far. And quality of life matters. That's what I realized, you know. There's a high standard of living here in the U.S. and there's a low standard. And it's not the same and it's not fair. So we need to, that's the problem. We need to shift things a little bit equal. And that's what we're going to do. Quality of life matters for everybody, not just for Europeans. Then respect. That comes under diversity, and that's between people of all sorts. People of different skin color, people of different language experience and language abilities, intelligences, all sorts of things. Also, gender plays a role there. Understanding matters, and that's part of the training. We have to understand each other, so I plan on starting a training program, starting also with children in kindergarten, where they will learn about Native Americans, they will learn about African American history, they will learn about Asian American history, and women and rainbow history. So we can all learn, and of course European history. And we can learn a lot about all these different things because it's not being covered currently, and I think it will help to understand each other better. Then defense matters. So we are still not one world yet. If we become one world, then we can probably focus even a little less on defense. But right now, we are the United States. And there are other countries out there. And then there's things from outer space. So we don't want to lose completely the ability to defend ourselves. So we do have to be defensive. And that's not only militarily, but also personally. We also need to learn how to defend ourselves, because I don't think a lot of people do. I know a lot of women don't. So we need to teach that as well. Women's work matters. That means, yes, being a mom matters. If you want happy and healthy citizens that aren't going to be, getting into trouble, women's work matters. And that's also sex work, too. So, my dream is to make prostitution legal, and that comes under women's work. Diversity, we've already been talking about that. What's not up here is getting rid of the war on drugs. That is not working. It never has. It just puts people in jail. So we need to end that because it's not fair either. Drugs, in a lot of cases, different drugs are used in different religious practices. So if we have freedom of religion, which we do, and which I don't want to change, but if we have that, then we have to allow people to enjoy their religion the way it's supposed to be practiced. And if that's with drugs, those drugs have to be legal. So, yeah, we're going to legalize a whole bunch of drugs. And, however, we will make sure that they're used in a proper way. And just because drugs are legal, you have to use them like you do alcohol. Not, I should say, like I use alcohol. Okay, you don't drink and drive. You don't do drugs and drive. Period. You don't get behind a wheel when you're high on anything. You can stay home, or you can go to a special location, like a spa location, and you can have your experience there. But, yeah, no drinking, no drugs and driving. That is a no-no. Unless it's a car that's being driven by itself, which we don't have yet. But maybe soon we'll have robots that can do that, and then that would be a possibility. But currently, no. Then we have diversity matters. Like I said, there's a lot of people that make up the United States. And it's time we meet them. There's a lot of interesting things going on. And I just watched a video today about a guy teaching a a grandpa teaching his I couldn't tell if it was a boy or a girl, and they only had a diaper on, so there was no way to know. But it was a grandpa showing their grandchild how to have their first rodeo. And it was really cute. They opened the door, and then the child was on this like rocking horse, and the grandfather was spinning it around like it was a rodeo. And I've never been to a rodeo, but I thought that was so cute. So there's a lot to learn, a lot to experience, and we have such a wonderful country. We need to share, and we need to learn about each other. So yeah, and families. I want to make it easy to be a family so that families can stay together and support each other. And yeah, the kids, they need those roots. They need a family. Then naturally, peace matters. Yeah, peace between us all, and then also between other countries. And so those are my main things. What you're not seeing here is education matters too. And that needs to be free. So yeah, we're gonna go through some changes. I think if you vote me in, I have some plans to make the United States truly a great country. We've had moments of greatness. We were never once great and now not, but we have a lot of potential, and that's what I want to work on. Human potential, American citizen potential. We have a lot to offer. We always have, we always had. We didn't utilize it as we should have, but that's about to change. So, yeah, I have my favorite thing to read to you about success, just to get us into this good mood of success. Okay, by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Ready? Success, or to have lived well. To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patched, or a redeemed social condition. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded, or this is to have lived a good life, actually. So, yeah, there we go. All right, so before we go, this is the quick version, so you can, if you want to come back and listen to the other ones, you can. They'll be a bit more in-depth into my plans, and of course I have to get things passed by Congress and stuff, so these things might, I hope it doesn't take too long. But yeah, so anyway, you can write me in, Susan B. Lochocki, and Lochocki is spelled Lochocki, as president, for president, in these current states. And then as things get updated for me, I will update you. So Alabama, Iowa, DC, Oregon, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Vermont, Wyoming, New Hampshire, and Rhode Island. So you can write me in. You also need my address, which is 375 South End Avenue, New York, New York, 10280. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. This is the end of part 1. And I will go more into depth in the next video. So I wish you a wonderful time and see you in the next video. Bye.